Hello, I'm the awesome nostalgic Pharoah King guy, here to check out cool stuff anywhere. So, WWE. We all love WWE with all our lives, and we appreciate the hard work they ever been doing. We even cheered the superstars of the then, the now, and the forever. They've been on WrestleMania, Robo Rumble, Money in the Bank. Heck, we even see them doing some charity, visiting children's hospitals and Make-A-Wish foundations. As WWE Universe members, we've played our potential role. Our cheers, jeers, signs, and chants helped shape the continuing evolution of the superstars we know and love. But we want to remember them for who they are, not what they did. And WWE was more than just a sports entertainment. They're like a family. Which is why I'm welcoming you to my other installment, WWE Month. Or maybe WWE Time. In WWE Time, I had to review some of WWE's animated flicks, their greatest flicks that I once looked at. And if they're anything like the one we all saw, I've loved it. If you guess what it is, I'm of course talking about Scooby-Doo WWE WrestleMania Mystery. That's right, the first WWE animated crossover that started it all. And by started it all, I think it meant it gave WWE the idea of teaming up with our fave cartoon characters in their animated movies, co-produced by Warner Brothers Animation and WWE Studios. And you can't have a WWE animated flick without our fave CEO, Mr. McMahon, and Michael Cole to be in it, right? Right? Anyway, after they made the first Scooby-Doo WWE movie in 2014, that it was a big hit and all, it seemed clear to WWE that the fans want more of them teaming up. And 2 years later, in 2016, they already did, and it was called Scooby-Doo WWE Curse of the Speed Demon, which I reviewed in my crossover time installment, so I'm not going to spill the beans, but that movie was good also. This movie selected the selected superstars, including John Cena, Kane, Sin Cara, Brodus Clay, Santino, Triple H, Miz, and AJ Lee, who I believe she happens to be retiring about 2 years ago on April 3rd, 2015. I guess superstars of the past do deserve retirement or a break. But enough of the facts already. Let's dive right into Scooby-Doo WWE WrestleMania Mystery. In this movie, after they beat the hardest level in WWE's latest video game, Scoob and Shaggy won themselves an all-expense-paid stay at WWE City to watch the main event of WrestleMania. I had no idea those two would be such WWE fans too. They soon dragged Fred, Daphne, and Velma to come along, and together they head to WWE City. Along the way, they met John Cena, his trainer Cookie, and Cookie's nephew Ruben. They even bump into Bayard, a hunter who has the hatred of WWE for building their city in his forest. Well, to make amends, Cena gave Mystery Inc. VIP tickets to the next event, and they finally made it to WWE City to watch our fave superstars in action. And I gotta say, I love that scene. At the show, McMahon unveils the WWE Championship belt, which is held vacant since Kane's match was overturned. After that, the gang headed to WWE training camp to see the superstars train, including Ruben, right before they arrived at their cabins. Daphne and Velma overheard Cookie and Ruben argue about Ruben not becoming a WWE wrestler, all because of his uncle's leg injury. But things went down to the unexpected as Scoob and Shag were encountered by the monster known as the Ghost Bear. During the chase, the superstars intervened to stop the Ghost Bear, but were overpowered. Even Sin Cara's own car was thrown away into the water tower. The next morning, Mystery Inc. learned from Miss Richards that WWE City has been terrorized by the Ghost Bear's attacks over the past few weeks. McMahon asked Mystery Inc.'s help to solve this case, and they agree. According to Cena and Sin Cara, the legend of the Ghost Bear happened about 100 years ago, when the wrestling bear known as Vicious was beaten by Sin Cara's descendant, Sin Cara Grande. Furious over his defeat, Vicious was burned with rage. It was believed that the spirit of that ghost bear was stirred by WrestleMania. The next morning, however, things really got ugly. The championship belt was stolen, and they know Scooby took it, thanks to the security footage. But Velma believed that there's something odd about Scoob in the security footage. And by something odd, she and Ruben meant that Scooby was a pawn and that he was in a deep state of hypnosis or hypnotic stuff when he stole the belt by that WWE video game that contains light flashes that implanted post-hypnotic suggestion in Scooby's brain. So McMahon offered them a chance to freedom if they beat Kang at WrestleMania. Because WWE City law states that anyone accused of a crime can compete in the ring for a chance to win their freedom. After all, McMahon has the power to give Scoob and Shaq that chance. And Kane was the only competitor left who's looking for a match. So unless they can prove their innocence, Scoob and Shaq's match with Kane will kick off WrestleMania tomorrow night. So then, Scoob and Shaq were getting an off-course training from Cookie and AJ. As for Ruben, remember that argument Daphne and Velma overheard between Cookie and Ruben? Well, all his life, Ruben dreamed of being a WWE superstar. He even came up with his own wrestling name, the Bone Bender. That night, Mystery Inc. were soon at the forest for clues, because whoever frames Scooby is somehow connected to the Ghost Bear. And they don't want to attract Bayard as well. Speaking of him, he caused a boulder to roll after Mystery Inc., but they were soon saved by John Cena, who joined them as their investigation led them to a bear cave, where they found a room that had books of hypnotic stuff, schematics for an electromagnetic pulse, and a scavenger that indicates that someone's trying to knock off the lights of WrestleMania, i.e., be rid of WWE for good. At least there is some good news and bad news. The good news is Fred took pictures of them so they can find their way to get Scoob and Shaq off the hook with Kang. But the bad news is that the Ghost Bear chases our heroes and even ate Fred's camera. There goes their ticket out of this mess. But there was another clue after that chase scene. The caves were connected directly to the storm drains under WWE City, giving that Ghost Bear full access at any time. So that's how the Ghost Bear gets in and out of so many places so quickly. And they have reason to believe that whoever's behind these bear attacks has planted an EMP device right here in the stadium. That device could shut down the whole place right in the middle of WrestleMania. Not only the lights, but the TV cameras too. There will be no show, and people could be panicked in pitch black and get hurt. In other words, it could tarnish the entire legacy of WWE. So what did Mystery Inc. do? They're gonna turn WrestleMania into a trap. A big bear trap, that is. So that night, WrestleMania had finally happened, and our heroes were in their positions. As for our boys, they were having a match with Kang and all. They even got their own wrestling names, Skinny Man and Dead Meat. And even worse, they got a boo treatment from the audience. During the event, Velma deducted that the championship belt was a fake and an EMP device that was about to go off is in 30 seconds. They tried to get rid of it, but it was too late. It had activated and the lights were out. And that's where the Ghost Bear appears. But Mystery Inc. had another trick up their sleeves. Our fave superstars ignite some green lights to light up the stage, so everyone can finally see, while Scoob uses his dance moves from the game to throw Kang off guard. Then a crazy set of things have happened. Like the Ghost Bear was confronted by Ruben in his wrestling attire, Both were flew into the ring. Then it was enclosed inside the steel cage, and John, Sin Cara, Kane, and Ruben pinned the monster down for Scooby to land a belly bomb off the top rope on the Ghost Bear, and that's how WrestleMania was finished, and Scooby's the winner. As for this whole mystery being solved, it turns out the Ghost Bear was actually Cookie. Why? Because WWE was his life, but sadly, Cookie never got the glory, and that his injury put him out of the spotlight for realsies. He started to truly resent WWE because he knew he could never be the champion he always dreamed of being. That kind of resentment grew into hatred over the years as he trained others to be what he could not. That's when he developed his plan for revenge. But that wasn't enough. He needed a pawn to steal the championship belt. That's when he devised the idea of hacking into a video game and placed Pope hypnotic suggestions into it. That game would become part of a contest, which Cookie set up with fake emails he sent throughout WWE. Which is why Cookie used the bear to attack the video game studio to cover his tracks. The contest assured that the only skilled pawn would arrive at WWE City to help out the theft. Cookie then used flashing lights to activate Scooby's Pope hypnotic programming. When Cookie identified the belt that Scooby sped as the championship belt, he lied. He already switched them. And with Scooby taking the blame, Cookie was finally free to carry out his plan, which was to turn out the lights and with the help of the bear, create so much panic and injury that WrestleMania would be in complete ruins and WWE would never recover. And the real championship belt? It was so easy, too easy and so obvious and even elementary for us to get it. Cookie was wearing it the whole time. As Cookie was taken away by the police, and Miss Richards now displeases that she was wrong about Scooby stealing the belt, Mr. McMahon offers Ruben a spot on the WWE roster and awarded the real championship belt to Scooby Shaq. Even Kane gave him a handshake for a job well done. And now the audience cheers for Mystery Inc. and the movie ends. So that was Scooby-Doo WWE WrestleMania Mystery, and it was kind of awesome. The story was fun. The characters are back and better as usual. Well, the settings were okay. Even the developments are very good, in fact. As a matter of fact, I love this movie so much. I'm just glad we all loved it anyway. And for the time being, I would say that we love WWE as well. In other words, WWE Time may be continuing some other time. So in other words, it was awesome. I'm the awesome nostalgic Pharoah King guy. Here, check out cool stuff anywhere.